position of the podcast platform, its affiliates, or even the hosts. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and should not be taken as legal, financial, or professional advice. The host and guests are not liable for any errors of omission in the content, nor for any losses, injuries, or damages arising from the use of the information provided. Listeners are encouraged to seek professional advice relevant to their specific circumstances.
Are we live? What's good, great people? I'm Iza Moon, and I have a special guest in the building today. Joining me is Dr. Nicola Mitchell. Um, I don't even know how to describe how amazing this woman is, how much of an honor it is, not only knowing her, but actually having her as a friend. Um, she is, in fact, a 20. I have so many accolades here to read from 2015's Black Enterprise, one of the 5 fellow bloggers to watch, 2021's People Uprising Woman of the Year, 2023's Black Author Festival on SAG Island honoree, 2024's Caribbean Posh Icon Award, 2025's Flo Her Award winner. She has a movie, a Lifetime movie about her life, you guys. She has 30 books and 18 years on tour. She is the CEO of the Girls Who Brunch Tour. My friend, my love, Dr. Nicola Mitchell.
Hi, baby love. How are you?
I'm well. I'm so great. I'm so glad that you are here today. How are you feeling?
I am just loving like this production. Ooh,
The upgrades, the
I know.
upgrades.
I know. Started from the bottom. Now we here. Hey.
Now we here. Now we here. So how do I celebrate March 26th whenever I go back home to Houston? Like what
Oh
do I
my
like
gosh.
how do I celebrate your day in
I
my
don't
city?
know. We gotta go out there. This
Mm,
year was the first year I didn't go. I wasn't there. And that's
right.
because Congresswoman passed away. But I'm
Right.
usually there with Congresswoman. So
Mm,
it is crazy that this year was like I didn't want to be there because she wasn't there. But I got to figure it out. I got to come up with something. I'm usually in her office filming. I'm in this office on that day.
you have been so dynamic and instrumental in not just only the lives of young women, but the lives of grown women, the lives of grown men, even like myself. How are you wielding this power, this influence that you have today?
So the funny thing is, I don't look at it like that. I
Talk about it.
really just look at it like I'm working. A friend of mine from years ago hit me up the other day on Instagram. We were talking, and he was like, "Yeah, just tell me about I want to know how the real Nikki is doing." I was like, "I am the real Nikki. Like, I haven't changed. All this is still the same." You're looking at the accolades. You're looking at the people that you see, but I don't. Everybody put their pants on the same. Everybody have the same type of problems. They got the same type of family dynamics that they're going through, and people are just people. So yes, I may have upgraded some of the people that are around me, but everybody, it's just I treat them the same way as if I was in the hood and seeing somebody calling me Little Nikki, right?
Mm,
This is it's just work. It's not celebrity, is not famous, is not anything like that. When people say that to me, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just working. So
mm. You know, you say it's not fair. I feel like I already have the answer to this question, but I really, I came up with this one because of the fact that yeah, a lot of people will see the accolades, right? A lot of people will see, it as influence. But if you had never faced the hardships that were described in the media that you are a part of, do you think you would still be walking in the same purpose or a different one?
oh, I was just talking to somebody about this. So like people again, look at you like a celebrity, like a socialite, and they're jealous, right? I
Right.
would give you all of this if I didn't have to go through what I went through. Um, a lot of those things that happen, I would love to have my kids here. I would love that passed away. I would love to have my mother here. I would love to not have had to deal with cancer, radiation. I would love to not have a heart condition in this moment. I would love to not be raped, not be I hate victim, a survivor of domestic violence. I would love to have all those things, right? So if I had to go through all of that to get these things, then I would just give it all away, right? Sometimes I just want to be regular. Sometimes I just want to um be able to go to Ross and after leaving the gym and not worry about, somebody recognizing me. I can't do that. I have to make sure my face is beat. I went the other day and some a mother and her kid came up to me, baby. I had two pigtails in my head. Like I cannot do certain things, right? And
Right.
it's so people look at it as bragatory or it's a thing of endearment, but it's really not endearment if I had to go through what I've been through. And I'm proud of it though. I used to be ashamed of it, but I'm proud of it because I am really the epitome of what it looks like of we fall down but we get back
Yeah.
up, right? And every time I get knocked down, I get muffed. You know what we say in the hood, muff me in my forehead, right? Somebody muff me, I get right back up, and I that's what I want people to see when they see me, not the other glitz and glam what they see on social media. Um, there's a lot of work that I do to post the other stuff, and I just don't want to exploit the kids and the people that I'm working with to show the dark side, to be able to show that I earned the light side.
Being able to traverse the darkness to be and present to people the light, but also being able to wield that darkness to bring more kids to the light and let them know
Mhm.
that they're not alone in that darkness is such an amazing skill that you've honed throughout the years.
Yeah, I am very proud of that. I am proud of all my kids. It's beautiful that like the other day was a rough day for me. Toys for Tots is going through their ups and downs. So we're supposed to have a toy giveaway on Saturday, and I have to push it back because Toys for Tots didn't have our toys for our pickup date. We have to pick up on Monday. Yeah. And so I got my alumni. These babies have already graduated. They're here on the phone and sitting with me, and we're coming up with a plan. I like teared up. I'm like, I gotta really tell these people, they're making arrangements to get here, doing these things. And they're like, Miss Nicola, you got it. You got it. It's okay. Don't feel bad. And to hear my kids pour life into me, and that was just this week, that was just the day before yesterday. Um, is it was a testament of what I'm doing is not in vain, you know? So
I want to get into, you know, portions of your story that have in fact shown people that they are not alone. Is there a difference between surviving trauma and making peace with it? And, where are you on that journey?
I talk about this all the time. So, yes, there is a great big difference between
Mhm.
surviving trauma and making peace with it. Because once you survive it, you're just living, right? And
Right.
I teach mirror reflections, and I wrote a book about the hidden emotions, right? Those things, that trauma, that bullying, that parental abuse, that lack of, that whatever it is that you've been harboring ever since you were a kid, and that thing won't allow you to go over the cliff, right? You get
Right.
to the cliff, you look down over the cliff, but you won't go over because you're still holding on, attaching to, that weight on you.
Yeah.
And so I had to learn some years ago how to let go of that weight. And I did that by forgiving myself. I went through therapy and I had to forgive myself because I blame myself for what I went through. right? And
Right.
then I had to forgive the people around me, and not the cliche, oh, you're forgiving them to whatever. You're really forgiving them to let it get off of you, because sometimes we're holding on to things and these folks don't even know that they hurt you or never thought about it again, right? And
Right.
so I had to verbally and internally forgive these people, and you can see the difference. Like, I used to weigh 300 something pounds, right? My skin used to be really bad. My hair used to be picky and stuff, right? And I had, once I start forgiving and loving, I am the healthiest I am in my older age. I look younger now than I did 20 years ago. And it's so funny, but that's what forgiveness and healing looks like. And I think sometimes there's so many people who are motivational speakers that'll tell about what they've been through, but they
Right.
really haven't overcame it because they're still so angry. And I am really peaceful. I'm really at peace with stuff. I get more angry at, things that is harboring a kid or harboring what we're trying to do is, but I'm so peaceful. I even when I'm mad, people joke because they're like, I don't yell. So I just, I'm just like, okay, we
Man, you
talking.
got that is a beautiful thing to get to a place where you're angry but you don't yell. I'm I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not there yet. Like I've gotten to the place where things start to unravel instead of me uh getting to that point where I yell, I start smiling more because
I
I
do that.
know for a fact that smiling is my thing that will try to help my nervous system calm down and
Mm-hmm.
try to see the rationale. But I feel like deep down inside that there's something there that maybe people think that the smile is to help them. It's actually to help
Mm-hmm.
me, So or
For
like I'm
fact.
or like I'm accepting this bad behavior or I'm accepting the issue, but it's really just me trying to calm myself down. You know what I mean? So it's a process, but it seems like you're so far along in the process that like I need to glean any information I can get from you. You know what I mean? So that I can get further along in my process.
I understand, because baby, I tell people like I need a shirt that says "Don't play well with others." Because if you keep messing with me now, I'm going to um react, right? But
Right.
for the most part, I am very easygoing, mild mannered. I speak, I think before I speak. Even if I'm upset, I won't speak in that moment. I'll hold it in and then wait, because people don't receive stuff when you're upset. They receive it because now you're yelling and you're talking, right? They receive it when you're calm. And that's how I've been able to hold on to the relationships that I have, because um I really think before I speak.
Right.
So that's my biggest superpower.
Okay. I'm look that right there. I'm taking that knowledge right there with me. Um, when it comes to transformation, right? Moving forward in the journey, do you believe suffering is necessary for transformation, or is that something that we tell ourselves to survive it?
So I do feel that if you have touched the pot and it was hot, right, you're less likely to touch it again.
Amen.
I do believe that, but I do also believe that you don't have to suffer if somebody else have paved the way. It's the same thing as our elders had set the lunch counters and boycotted and did all these things to get to where we are now. We should not have to still be fighting to continue to live. So I don't feel that you should have to suffer. I think that there's always somebody that was ahead of you that took that suffrage on, so you wouldn't have to suffer. But I do think it's a balance of both. But sometimes people don't, so some people are so hard-headed that they have to knock their head before they they come back through. So
Let's talk about hope for a bit because you've provided it to so many people. Um, What does hope look like when it's no longer a feeling but like a daily discipline?
Baby, hope is, I can honestly say, there are so many times that I feel like I don't know what's going to happen, right? A lot of times I don't have a budget when I come up with an idea. I just do it. I just implement it. I'll just do something. I'll help somebody. I may give you my last. I may not know where I'm gonna get it back from, but every time I had to learn how to give, because God said you can't pray without prayer without faith is dead, right? So you can't pray and say, God help me, but then you don't have the faith that He's going to do it. I really had to turn everything over to Him and really just walk and just really move like I'm supposed to. And He has worked everything out every step of the way. There are so many times I have not had no, I did not see the light at the end, but there was always a light. And so I think that's what hope is. And that is, I walk the walk and I talk the talk, and I'm very open about what I'm going through. Sometimes people, they put on this representative of themselves, but I am very candid. Like if somebody say they had problems trying to get financial assistance for rental assistance, I'll tell people I've been through that too. This is what I did. These are people who I work with now. This is what you can do. And I'm not going to have you do something that I wouldn't do. Right. And I'm so candid. And that's what I think hope is as well. That you allowing people to be able to believe in you and hear you and receive you, right? And they trust you. And so that trust is what allow people to be able to hope. So I trust in God. God put trust in me. That's why He's allowed me to be able to service all these kids. And in turn, I'm allowing other people to have trust in me, and then in turn be able to see hope.
I'm getting that signal that it's time for a commercial break. That we'll be right back after these messages with more of Dr. Nicola Mitchell and commercial.
WSAN Radio, the soul of America and beyond. Join DJ Ron G and the WSAN crew every day for the Ron G Morning Show, Funk Friday, and Gospel Brunch Sunday. From local heroes to national guests, WSAN Radio connects you to the pulse of our community. One song, one story, one soul at a time. WSAN Radio, where music, motivation, and movement come together. Streaming live, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and WSANradio.com.
Got me together with this two-piece. It's the good leggings, no see-through business.
Big thank you to all of our sponsors, and we are back. I did have to say, I have to make the small comment. If you guys don't know, you won't know, but we had Detroit Slap Boxing, that is one of our sponsors. And if you don't know this, in Detroit, the good doctor also has a proclamation from the mayor as well. So shout out to Detroit, man. I wanted to get into, let's talk about boundary setting.
Okay.
Especially at this stage. What boundaries were hardest to set? Once you realized your worth and how it shifted over time. what boundaries were hardest to set, and what boundaries needed to be updated for, people to remain in your life?
Um, so sometimes some of the people that are around you, um, they see what you're doing and I don't want to say mad, but they feel like things are going to change because they see the change of stuff around you, right? And before I used to be afraid of people not loving me. I used to be afraid of people um being upset at me. So I was like an over compensator. So I would over explain, even though you can see what I've done. You can see if I didn't answer the phone, right? My life is kind of public. And so you can see what's going on. And I used to just be like, okay, Ezel, this is what's going on, blah, 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 right? But I had to learn that the same way that I feel that my relationship with you is a privilege, you having a relationship with me is a privilege as well. And so I had to figure out for myself, what does a boundary look like? Okay, I'm gonna quit overcompensating. I'm going to let you know I love you. I'm here if you need me. I got you. If you need me, I'll drop and do whatever it is. But I'm not going to overextend myself because I was seeing that overextension was wearing and tearing on my body. And I need to be here. I have a heart condition right now and I go to the cardiologist every month. And I'm the youngest person in the office at times, right? And
Right.
so I really had to say, I am not going to stress myself out. I can't carry your burdens. I used to be like, okay, we got to figure it out. I'll still try to help, but I'm not going to allow that to make me miss sleep at night. And then I also had to learn how to turn my phones off. I had to learn my phone is on do not disturb. Okay, I didn't answer the phone. Maybe I didn't answer the phone for a couple of days. It's because I needed to do a deadline because I was traveling for the last 2 weeks. So now I have to do this work, right? I had to learn that it's okay to say no, and it's okay to not be available, and it's okay to call back, and it's okay to do these things. And um once I learned what a boundary is and a healthy boundary, then and became okay with it's easier to implement going further, right? But I had to learn how to do that because I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want you to be mad. Okay, but why would you be mad if I was working? Why would you be mad if I'm tired? Why would you be mad if I can't do it? If you already know who I am, right? So if I do everything else, if I can't do this one thing, that must mean I really can't do it. So I just had to learn that it's okay to say no, and it's okay to put yourself first.
If anybody's mad at you for not getting to, I know for a fact that you will go above and beyond for the people that you care about. I mean, you sitting here with me is just, just proof of the fact that you care. And I just want to say, I just want to take this time to say, thank you, um, for being in my life. Reaching out to me. Me picking up the phone when I reached out to you. I'm grateful for you. You know what I mean? I said that I would say it at some point in time, and I just wanted to make sure that I expressed that to you because, sincerely speaking, just watching you is it's been awesome, and it's been inspiring for me. It's been the thing that said, man, I got to keep going. I got to keep going because I definitely felt like it's been tough, but I'm sincerely speaking, I'm grateful, and I know for a fact that you go above and beyond. Sincerely speaking, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate you, and I receive you for seeing me, because a lot of times people see the events, and but that's all work. I have to go to these events to meet these other people so I can grow the organization. I have to go because Ezel showed up for me, right? From what I got going on. So now Ezel's having something, I got to come to it. That's a job.
Right.
It Relationship building is a job. It is easy to get into a room, but to stay in a room, that is a job. So these are the things you have to learn how to do to maintain and stay in the room. So your name is always being spoken. So people can give you all these things, right? Byron Allen said at the Hope Global conference the other day. He was like, your reputation is your currency. And so I really take heed to that, and I really try. So I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I try for the most part. If somebody mentioned my name, there's more good than bad. That is being said.
Amen. Amen to that. I want to. I know you've been asked about so many different things. I've watched so many different interviews that you've had. I just want to ask you this: if your younger self was watching your film, what would she finally feel safe believing about herself?
That it's okay to be smart. It's okay to be you. Because me being smart, me being the nerd, me being quiet, I'm still that person. I go into a room, but I'll sit in the back, even if I'm the keynote. They have to come get me to move me to the front. I'll sit in the back and I'm watching everybody. People don't even know I'm me sometimes, right? They'll say, I remember I was at Pinky Cole's American Sesh event,
Right.
and I stood up because one of her colleagues had cancer, and but you had to say your name, introduce yourself. So I just wanted to like pray over her, right? Let her know it's okay because was just on radiation too at the time. Sis, I was like, yeah, my name is Dr. Nicola Mitchell. I'm the founder of Girls Who Brunch Tour. You should have heard the of all these people in the room, which was freaking crazy. And I was like, okay, pause. All right. So listen, you're going to be okay, right? But that is a testament of the work. Sometimes they don't know who the founder of Girls Who Brunch Tour is, but they know what that name is. And so they've seen it on social media. They see what we do. And so that is the most important thing. That's my currency. And so it's for real. You have your reputation is your currency.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What's something that people ask? What's something that people don't ask you that you wish that they asked you about?
Um, Everybody think my hobby is writing. No, it's a job. My hobby, I am a DIYer. I create things. I create things. I look at something and I'll recreate it. Um, I like to listen to music. I
Ooh,
like to journal.
what's on your playlist now?
I'm so super eclectic. It goes from Eric Clapton to
Okay.
the Hustle Gang.
Okay.
I was just listening to Here We Go, right? And my daughter was like, Mommy. It goes all over to No Moria by Dark Latin Groove to yeah, I'm
Okay.
super eclectic. It's all over the place. Got church music and trap music, then back to
Mm,
a ballad that yeah, it's crazy.
okay. So when you're in the gym, do you ever stick to a genre, or is it still all over the place?
When I'm in the gym, I'm listening to podcasts.
Oh, so you know what, right? I've started doing that recently, and it
Mm,
has really, like, it's kind of changed, like, like the pace of my workouts. Like I find myself moving a little bit slower and like really concentrating on, like,
mm-hmm.
like how I'm moving versus me just because if I'm listening to trap,
Yeah,
I'm pumping.
yeah.
If I'm listening to R&B, I might get might listen a little slower. But no, I respect that. Podcasts have really changed the pace of your workout.
And I've caught myself like today I'm walking in Home Depot and my
Right.
hips were just hurting so badly. And I'm like, why do they hurt? But I was doing the hip abduction thing
Mm,
and I was on there just too long. But again, listening to the podcast, you forget these
podcast.
reps. I'm usually doing reps of 100, right? I do 10,
Right.
10, 10 to
That's 10.
100 sets, right? And so I don't know how many I did because I just kept going because
Right.
again, I'm just listening. So yeah, it's good and it's bad.
Yeah, that's very true. I was gonna say that's one thing that I will say about working out. If you miscap, like for me, right, I have this rule. If I forget where I am, I got to start all over again, and it sucks. It really sucks, but like I have to hold myself accountable for it. So
Mhm.
it is what it is. You got to do it. You got to do it. What will this chapter of your life be called?
Peaceful.
Mm.
I
What?
was just telling somebody, I'm like, I feel like this is the healthiest that I've been physically. Like, I love the way my body looks, my skin looks, my face looks. You don't see hurt. You just see, no confusion. It's just peaceful. Like everybody's like, you're just glowing all the time. Are you in a new relationship? I'm like, no. They're just like, oh, you're just glowing. I'm like, I'm happy with me. But so this is my first time in a long time that I've just been happy with me.
That's a blessing. I want to get into the goal of the show, the reason why I do this, and that is philanthropy, garnering support from the audience and putting it towards a charity or nonprofit that you care about. What charity or nonprofit would you like to spotlight today, and why is the
Girls
cause
Who
that it
Brunch
faces so important to you?
Tour. Of
Of
course.
course,
Because
of
we
course.
we got so many amazing kids, and there's so many things that we need to do for these girls, right? It's more than, I know when they see it on social media, just like we having this good time dancing and partying, but we're bringing the industry leaders into these events. We're feeding them. They got bags. We have a period poverty campaign, so every girl gets pads in their backpacks. They get they get hygiene products, they get school supplies. Then on top of it, we have all these different cohorts. So we have a Chase cohort, we have a Schneider cohort, we have just all these different cohorts that just exposing these girls to different things. So if they don't want to go to the traditional 4-year college, they can go to a different way and still be successful. I'm about to start a sports program cohort. I've done things with Microsoft, but we can't do these things without sponsorship. And because I'm not just focusing on one area, because this is a worldwide thing, we rely on donations and sponsorships. I just spoke to the guy that's over the grants in Fulton County in Atlanta, and he was telling me, well, if you stay grounded in Fulton County, we can give you money. And that's beautiful. But my mission is bigger than just Fulton County. I have girls all over Atlanta. I got girls all over the world. So I need to be able to focus and take care of all these kids and make sure everybody's okay. So that's why I think you should pour in the Girls Who Brunch tour.
Amen. Amen. So hopefully those who are under the sounds of my voice who are watching this now or in the future, they will not only just donate their um not just only funds, but also their time, energy, and their
Mhm.
connections and attention to it, and share to with the Girls Who Brunch tour.
Yeah, we love
Um,
black brands. So if you have notebooks, journals, pencils, pens, hygiene products. I love to give these to these girls and let them be exposed to what Black people, the greatness that we are capable of.
most definitely, most definitely. Um, Before we close out, we always like to leave with words of wisdom for the next generation. Um, so for you, I like to design my this question right around the person who in fact I'm speaking with.
Okay.
So for you, what words of wisdom would you have for someone who has trouble allowing people to believe in them?
A lot of times, if you're lacking the if you're lacking the belief to have somebody to believe in you because you feel that you're not worthy enough, um, I always tell everybody, as long as you have breath in your body, you can change your circumstance. So no matter what happened, right? If you've been to jail, if you've been beaten, if you've been abused, if you've been raped, if you've been talked about, if you were bullied, if you weren't pretty enough, if you weren't smart enough, as long as you have breath in your body, you can change your circumstance. You can get up, you can become the person that you want to be. I think people rely on other people for belief, but people don't believe in you unless you believe in you. When I walk into a room, it doesn't matter if I'm the keynote or if I'm just an audience member. I turn heads and I get attention, not just because I'm pretty, of course, right? But because when I walk in the room, my head is high. This light is shining about, it's shining over me, that letting people know that I am somebody. And the only person that can create that light is you. So you have to believe in you for other people to believe in you. So as long as you have breath in your body, you can change your circumstance.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I'm so grateful that you joined me this evening. Did you have anything, any projects coming up, anything that you want the people to know about before we close out?
We have our holiday giveaway. Now we have to give a pickup on Monday. So if you're a family that we are giving toys to, your new pickup day is going to be on Monday. We are in our 10th year of the Girls Who Brunch Tour. This gala, Memorial Day weekend, is going to be our 10th year anniversary. So if you've been a part of the program, please come back. I want to be like homecoming. That's how I want the galas to now feel, like our alumni is coming back and everybody coming back and just celebrating and fellowship in this 10-year anniversary. Um, we have, uh, we're still on tour. The tour does not end until the end of March. And we kick off the new tour every July at Essence Festival. So if you want to be a speaker, if you want to be a volunteer, you can go to girlswhobrunchtour.com, click on get involved and sign up there. And you can be a part of the movement. We love everybody. We need everybody. If speaking is not your cup of tea, the volunteers, registration, helping set up, serving food, you're the most important in the room because you're the one catering to those girls. We need you.
Man, we appreciate you. So, when you have this homecoming, especially for the decade, the old speakers can come by, as well, right?
Yeah,
Okay, all
everybody
right,
come back. We want
all
all
right,
y'all to come back. That's gonna be so dope. I'm
cool.
trying to put together a documentary because we got so much content. We got content for the last 10 years. We got babies filming from the camera phones. How about we're in Indianapolis. They're about to perform. Like we got all those footage. So we're trying to remix it into one and air it at the event. So it's a lot. I'm excited. I'm excited where this is going.
Same, same. If you need me in the future, man, just I'm always here. I'm down for whatever. Volunteer, speak. You let me know. I'm there for you.
I'm here. You just let me know, Mr. Booked and Busy, where you want to jump in. I'll put you in.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Thank you again so much for joining me this evening. We look forward to everything which you're doing. And we thank you so much for all that you have done, not only for the girls, but also for all of those of us who look to you as a beam of light inside of a dark world.
Thank you, sir. My father isn't feeling the best right now, so it has been really hard to be the light. So I appreciate the words. I thank you.
No problem. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much to Dr. Nicole Mitchell. I was about to say. My bad. Did you have any closing remarks before we just jump this? I'm
No,
sorry.
you're good, baby. I
Okay.
enjoyed myself. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. Talk soon.
All right, baby. Bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh. It's live. So, things happen on a live transmission. You guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in this evening for a frank conversation. Please definitely support Girls Who Brunch Tour. Definitely go check her out. She's Dr. Nicola M on Instagram. And yeah, man, this fueled my soul. This makes me feel as if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I hope for a fact that these words, this testament, is in fact something that helps you feel better about what it is that you're doing, or helps you change course to get on track for what it is that you feel like your purpose is. Go check out her movie and definitely go read at least one of her 30 books, you guys. She has some amazing books. I'm Ezo Moon, and I'm not doing it unless it's fun and it helps people. Peace.